Every year, millions of homeowners pour money into pest control contracts, spending anywhere from $150 to $1,000 annually, often without questioning whether there is a better way. This story begins with exactly that frustration, a protagonist drowning in recurring costs and temporary solutions that never truly solve the problem. The turning point comes from an unexpected source, a grandfather's quiet revelation. He warns that the man driving the white pest control truck will never tell you about the secret sitting right inside your kitchen cabinet. The industry is built on the idea that pest control is a specialized science, something too complex for ordinary people to handle on their own. And for decades, that narrative has worked perfectly, keeping homeowners dependent, confused, and paying. The real secret, it turns out, costs less than $1. A humble yellow box of baking soda, available at any grocery store, outperforms $40 chemical sprays in ways the industry would prefer you never discover. The grandfather closes this chapter with a memory: his old summer kitchen, where heat and food were abundant, yet cockroaches were never a problem. The reason why becomes the foundation for everything that follows. The science behind baking soda's power over cockroaches is as fascinating as it is simple. Cockroaches have one critical biological weakness: they cannot belch or release gas from their bodies. This single fact is their undoing. When a cockroach consumes baking soda and it reaches their stomach where moisture and natural acids are present, a chemical reaction produces carbon dioxide gas, with no way to expel it. The pressure builds internally until it destroys the roach from the inside. It is nature's own pressure cooker. The first recipe, called the dinner bell, is straightforward. Mix equal parts baking soda and granulated sugar. The sugar serves as the bait that lures the roaches in, while the baking soda does the silent, deadly work. Placement is everything. Put the mixture beneath the refrigerator, behind the stove, and along pipes where cockroaches naturally travel close to the walls. Alongside the mixture, place a bottle cap filled with water nearby, because baking soda requires moisture inside the roach's body to activate the reaction fully. Ants require a different strategy because their biology works differently. Unlike cockroaches, ants do not die from internal gas pressure. Instead, the goal is to disrupt their internal chemistry and dehydrate their bodies, a slower but equally effective process. The second recipe addresses this distinction. For ants, powdered sugar, also called confectioner's sugar, is used instead of granulated sugar. The reason is critical. Ants are clever enough to separate coarse sugar from other particles and carry only what they want. Powdered sugar blends so thoroughly with baking soda that the two cannot be separated, ensuring the ants unknowingly carry both back to the nest. This is the Trojan Horse strategy. When you spot scout ants on your counter, resist the urge to kill them. Let them take the mixture back as groceries. Those scouts will deliver the bait deep into the colony, all the way to the queen. The first 2 days may even see an increase in ant activity. Do not be discouraged. By the third or fourth day, the entire nest collapses from within. No spray can achieve this. Sprays only kill what is visible. This method destroys the source. Even the best remedy fails without the right timing and conditions. This is where the grandfather's most refined wisdom comes in, what he calls the dusk rule. Bait should always be placed at dusk, in the early evening hours. This is when bugs are most active and most hungry. Driven by their natural circadian rhythm, cockroaches in particular reach peak hunger in the early hours of the night, making them far more likely to seek out and consume the bait without hesitation. But timing alone is not enough. Competition must be eliminated. Clean the counters thoroughly, remove the dog's water bowl overnight, and fix any dripping faucets. If bugs have easier access to food and water elsewhere, they may ignore your bait entirely. You want the bait to be the only option available. Additionally, rotate the placement of the bait slightly every 2 weeks. Bugs are surprisingly adaptive, and a fixed, predictable location can eventually trigger their instinct to avoid it. Keeping the target moving prevents them from recognizing the danger. For older homes with cracks in the walls, plain baking soda can be puffed directly into the gaps using a turkey baster, making those spaces inhospitable for any pest-seeking shelter. Baking soda's usefulness does not end with pest elimination. Mixed with warm water, it becomes a safe and powerful surface cleaner for countertops, gentler than chemical sprays and free of toxic residue. Placed inside trash cans or in damp cellars, it neutralizes the musty, organic odors that attract bugs in the first place, cutting the problem off at the source. One important caution: never mix baking soda with vinegar for pest control purposes. While this combination produces a dramatic fizzing reaction, the two substances neutralize each other completely, cancelling out baking soda's effectiveness. They serve different purposes and should be used separately. What baking soda represents. is something larger than pest control. It is nature's economy. A single inexpensive substance replaces 10 different expensive products, each sold with its own elaborate marketing and its own promise that only it can solve your problem. The grandfather's final lesson is the most enduring one. Knowledge is the only real freedom. When you solve your own problems, you do not merely save money. You reclaim your power. Every dollar not handed to an industry built on your dependency is a small act of self-determination. And it all starts with a yellow box that costs less than a cup of coffee.